What a fine day today has been. Beidou has solved an awful lot of problems in our village.
She sure has. Without Captain Beidou, that compensation payment would have bankrupted me. Yeah, and if it weren't for Captain Beidou, I'd still be arguing with Pops Xing.
Here, here. We have plenty to thank Captain Beidou for, I'm sure.
To Captain Beidou.
I couldn't ask for more than the chance to get everyone together and drink to our heart's content. That really hit the spot. Want to get some air? We can take a look through the contents of that chest while we're at it. Are you kidding? Beidou can handle her liquor. Come on, let's go.
Time to go.
So, I've been thinking. Everyone seems to trust me enough to let me have the final word on their disputes. But don't you think some of my solutions can be a little stupid? You can laugh, I don't mind. Take Changping and Dufu's wrangling over that chest, for instance. I had no clue who it should belong to, so I just came up with this stupid idea of taking it for myself. At least that way, neither of them would feel like it was unfair. But, I mean, I'm no Ningguang. I can't make a perfect deal every time. And I'm no Yanfei either. Not all my judgment calls are gonna be 100% fair and square. I am Beidou. You think I should be more selective? Some people think their favors are so valuable that they need to plan out how and when to use them to maximize. Others see doing favors as a burden. Not worth anything in monetary terms and prone to getting you locked in a cycle of constantly returning the favor back and forth. But the way I see it, favors are what keep people connected to one another. Over thousands of years, the people of Liyue have created bonds between each other by doing someone a favor here and asking for a favor there. This means that no individual is truly on their own out there. When someone falls down, there's an invisible net made of human connections. Over the years, I've come to owe favors to a great many people. And these are the countless bonds between us, like so many fish in the sea. I believe that if there ever comes a day when the world is overrun by monsters, Liyue's legal system collapses and the land is thrust back into an age of war, it's these bonds that will see us all through the dark days ahead. I'm not saying that. But either way, we have a pretty firm bond between us already, don't you think? Was this wind brewed in a winery? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something we were literally just talking about. Oh, yeah, the chest! Oh, I got so immersed in our conversation that I forgot all about the main event. Come on, let's open it up and see what's inside. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know what? I don't care. The fun part was going on a treasure hunt with you. Come on, let's get back to the party. Tonight, we go big before we go home.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Ahoy there, traveler!
Hey, I heard that you took care of another crisis while you were in.
That's what I heard, too.
Captain's got quite the eye for people. She said she was sure that your trip to Inazuma would stir up some waves.
Look at you, being...
I've heard that they tell stories about...
I'd say
That's... Hey, what do you...
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up. I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard. Thanks. Some rumors have it that the leader... I can't go getting too caught up in... As the head of the fleet, my task... But then again, the crew isn't usually... Their excitement today comes from... Oh, is that so? Since you're interested, I'm curious to see if you'll take the sea by storm in the same way you have on land. Good. Come with me.
The waves are as calm as always.
Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium of that. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more specialized training. One team will learn comprehensive survival skills, including maritime emergency rescue, marine meteorology, psychological counseling, and they will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux. That's right. You catch on quick. As one might expect, we call the other team the Spear of the Crux, because they'll be learning about naval warfare. Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo deals. So, what do you think? Which team is for you? Let's start with the fundamental. Follow me.
Time to go.
These are some older skirmish boats that we keep on the Alcor's backup. Although they've been made redundant by newer models now, they're perfect for when we need to do simulated battles as part of crew training. Disappointed? So this isn't quite on the scale that you had in mind, huh? To be honest, the Alcor going into battle is the last thing I'd ever want to see. In fact, out of all the confrontations we've ever had, almost all were resolved by negotiation. Only when negotiations fail do we consider deploying our armed fighters and skirmish boats. And the only reason the Alcor would ever need to open fire would be if it were a fight to the death. The Alcor serves only 2 purposes: to deter or to destroy. We are an armed fleet with a strong sense of justice, not war-hungry lunatics. We're very careful about determining when to use force and exactly what level of force to use. All of this to say that mastering a small attack craft is quite enough for a new crew member. Do you have any experience piloting small armed vessels? You mean you can do the jobs of a helmsman and a gunner simultaneously? Even in the Crux, there are few who can do that. Seems like you're a natural. In that case, I'll skip the basics on how to operate your craft. The goal of this exercise is simple. Steer your skirmish boat along the prescribed route and return here within the time limit. You can start when you're ready. I'll be waiting here so I can observe your skills. Not so on form today, huh? I'm sure the boat is partly to blame, so don't worry about it. Anyway, that was all just to get you warm. What I really want to show you is the more serious. Come with me. You may be aware that as an armed fleet, the Crux is kinda like the maritime equivalent of a guard for hire. We work as an armed carrier, earning our keep by successfully delivering the goods entrusted to us from A to B. Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Actually, it's trading. In certain kinds of goods.
Hey, my...
Cut it. Juza sent me here with a message. He says preparations are now...
Okay. Well, she has something to take care of. Mora Grubber was right, though. Importing here, exporting... You'll see what I mean by that. Come on, let's go meet...
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood!
What do you have?
Hello there! Here at Nay's Professional Fishmongers, we've got everything you could ask for. So what do you need?
I want a bass head with all the teeth removed. If there's a single tooth in there, I don't want it.
Huh? You know bass have pharyngeal teeth, right? In the throat?
Then I'll have a bass trunk with 2 swim bladders. Again, if it's short by 1 swim bladder, it's not the bass I want.
You're not making this easy for me. 1 bass means 1 swim bladder. Afraid that's not up to me.
Okay, then I'll take a bass tail with scales that are yellow on the outside, black on the inside. Also, it's gotta have a total of 81 scales, that's 7 times 7, no more, no less.
What kind of fish scales are yellow outside and black inside? You sure this... In any case, you can try all you want, but 7 times 7 is never gonna get you 81. Pardon my asking, but you're not a fish expert, are you? Look, I'm a professional.
Anywhere you'd recommend?
Like I said, Nay's Professional Fish...
I bet you're wondering why that guy was saying he didn't have what we wanted. That was just the first step in the transaction to confirm our identity. The real deal will come later.
Fresh seafood!
Is this wise amateur fishmongers?
That's the one. We have all... What would you like?
We'd like a bass head.
No problem. Ours are all toothless, mind you.
And a bass trunk.
Oh, no problem. I'll stick an extra swim bladder in there for you.
And a tail.
Sure thing. I'll paint the scales yellow on the outside and black on the inside, so you can tell at a glance, this ain't no ordinary fishtail. If it's 7 times 7 you want, I can do you 81, 138, or even 648.
Great. I like your style.
I appreciate your patronage. Please, take your order to our warehouse manager over there. A real amateur if I've ever met one. Proud to have you as a customer. No, we don't have the fish here. All fish sold at Wise Amateur Fishmongers are still swimming in the sea. Once we get the order in from the customer, we go fish it out for them. The warehouse handles that side of pay first, then we bring you the goods. That way you get the freshest catch.
Time to go.
Are you two here to collect your order?
Yes, sir. We're here about that bass.
I didn't expect you to come in person, but we still need to follow procedure. The bass you want is not a standard specimen. Our fishermen need to wait for the You know the rule.
Of course.
Oh, well, as you know, timing and location are everything when it comes to fishing. So, let me ask you this. When will the tide come in?
The fishing song will sound out at midnight.
How drunk will the moon be before the party's over?
It won't stop while the Star of Death shines.
I see, yes. Which way will the sea breeze be blowing?
The breeze should be bound for Guyan.
All right then, well received. I'll go and make arrangements.
Great. I think that wraps up everything we needed to do in Liyue Harbor. Let's head back and wait for the delivery. The 3 people we just met are our business partners. Nay's professional fishmongers, and the bass, obviously, is the code name for the goods. The numbers of teeth, swim bladders, and scales all represent different specifications. Meanwhile, the conversation I had with the warehouse keeper was the instructions for the deal itself. Let me Tonight at midnight, the deal will take place in Guyan Stone Forest. The Alcor will wait there as long as needed. As for what the actual goods are, well, you'll see tonight. What if I were to say yes? What would you do then? Thank you. But don't worry, everything will be fine. I deeply value you as a friend, but I definitely don't want to cause you any trouble, so rest assured, we have...
Captain Beidou, you gave me quite the surprise when you showed up in person earlier.
Well, my friend is visiting, so I wanted to show him how the Crux handles some of its important business.
I see.
You got that right. Have you brought the goods?
Yep, all here. Please, feel free to take stock.
Stop! Nobody move! We have received certain information pertaining to a potential illegal business transaction at... Apologies, Captain Beidou, but I'm going to need to inspect those goods.
Oh? An illegal business transaction, you say? Well, all the goods are here. If you have any suspicions, please inspect them at your leisure.
Captain, everything's been checked. It's just a bunch of potatoes, flour, and so on.
Huh? Everything's been checked thrice over. There's not a single contraband item here. The paperwork...
Looks like you've managed to clear everything up. I suppose we can put this down as a...
Yes, apology. Come on, let's go.
Bravo, Captain Beidou. This was rather ingenious. Seems like your friend.
I know you have a lot of questions.
Well, I'll leave you both to it.
You probably thought that there was some sort of nefarious business going on behind all the secrecy today. The truth is, that was exactly what I wanted the Ministry of Civil Affairs to believe. What you might not know is that I, as the leader of the Crux fleet, and you, the great hero of Liyue Harbor, have both been on the Ministry of Civil Affairs watch list for a long time. In other words, whenever you or I crop up in Liyue Harbor, it almost always draws their attention. Not that there's any animosity behind it, mind you. In their words,
It's a security precaution to prevent people like us from causing unnecessary trouble.
oh, I have no qualms about that. They're just doing their job, keeping the land safe. But how does that saying go again? Ah, yes. Sometimes the closer you are to something, the less you can see. Did you figure it out yet? That's right. Mora Grubber, the accountant. With you, me, and a few sacks of potatoes and flour serving as a front, the deal she's overseeing on her end should go off without a hitch. After all, the Ministry of Civil Affairs... Looking at the time, it should be... Look, that's... Tonight's... Do you have any more questions? You're right. Never underestimate her. But as long as we don't take things she knows that neither you nor I would do any... In any case, there's another higher-level watch list at the Ministry of Civil Affairs above the... But I do know that the individuals and organizations on that list are the ones the Qixing are... have got reason being. I'm the... It's... All you need to know is that what might be easily attainable for some people, that's where we come in. It's as simple as that. You still have some important things to take care of. As long as you don't know what I was referring to, you'll be... So, I'm sorry, but of course, if the day comes, you're welcome to come back here, and you'll always be welcome. Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the new... After this, the new crew... One team will learn... They will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux. The Vision of the Crux. As one might expect, we call... Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo... So, what do you think? There are two main As I was saying earlier, you can go learn about these skills from Yinxing, Huixing, and Liushi. They're all seasoned hands in their respective fields. Each sailor has their... If there's anything, I go and get to work.
Hello, traveler. Whenever a sailor has a health problem... Oh, I presume... First of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face? I have seen many new crew... Those are the ones that we have to face malnutrition. And even the psychological... To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment... Oh, But hopefully you now Well, I think that's enough. Is there anything else you would like to know? If you can convince Mora Grubber to show you the books, you'll see there is a... Regardless of the fleet's income, those who have fought along... Some of those that have returned to... The money is intended... Still, we can't... But if nothing else, is there anything else you would like to know? Captain Beidou? Although I'm just... Every time we're stocking up... Do you know what Mora Grubber, our bookkeeper, calls a significant... But Beidou knows the she places her. So, to answer your question, is there anything else you would like to know? Well,
time to go.
Sorry about earlier. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't. Oh! Well, then I'll start by introducing some chart. Let's start with what first. You should, with these features in mind. Visually, nautical, the most advanced nautical. It's worth mentioning that under my, some cartographers mark out other. Not only those. We have to be honest, it can be quite a challenge. But if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets of them. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. I don't think anyone other than our captain can manage to get. Oops, I've gotten off. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? Drafting charts? That's certainly a more advanced topic. The charts we are using now are just revised versions of the ones left. So my mapping experience, I think you can ask Captain. One time, the fleet, but Captain Beidou still managed. Incredible, isn't it? Because I had the talent. I initially had this thing. She just laughed and told she wants everyone on board to map that way. If the day ever comes, Captain Beidou may seem a Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? My pleasure.
Into the wind.
Hello, Traveler. Are you here to... In my line of... I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds. And then you went to see... So I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member. Okay. Marine meteorology. These are all potential... Take water spouts, for example. But if you know that water spouts can... You will be even more alert if you... And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the cloud. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of water spouts. I am proud to say that over the years, I haven't let a single one sneak up on my watch. I've got to all this stuff about me. Do you know the small fishing village? Later, when I first came on board, but as I gradually... After all, not every fleet has the... Find me anytime if you...
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it'd take you a while longer. So, well, you sound confident, but don't. Gotta admit, though, I like your attitude. First of all, life on the sea isn't all. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members? Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux have additional charts attached. The supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for... Okay, interesting. On longer voyages, we have to be... So, my question is, how can we reliably predict... Okay, those are all my questions. Congratulations, It didn't seem to be all that hard. Did you get them wrong on purpose? Ah, just kidding. I know you wouldn't do that. I guess you're just not real. In that case, how about we take a trip back to I've actually been hoping... You may be aware that we work as an armed... Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Actually, it's trading. In certain kinds of...
Hey,
Cut it out. Juza sent me here with a message. He says preparations are now underway. If you give me the all clear...
Okay. Be careful. Well, she has something to... Mora Grubber was right, though. The other important... Importing here... You'll see what I mean by that. Come on, let's go meet...
Time to go. Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Catch it while you can!
What do you have?
Hello there! Here at Nay's Professional...
I bet you're wondering why that guy was saying he didn't have what we wanted. That was just the first step in the transaction, to confirm our identity. The real deal will come later.
Why'd they have to give me that transfer?
Fresh seafood! Fresh...
Is this wise amateur...
That's the one. What would you like?
We'd like a bass.
No problem.
And a bass.
Oh, no problem. I'll stick an extra swim bladder in there for you. On the house.
And a tail.
Sure thing. I'll paint the scales yellow on the outside and if it's 7 times...
Great. I like your style.
Are you two here to collect your order? Captain Beidou.
You probably thought that there was some sort of nefarious business going on behind all the secrecy today. The truth is, that was exactly what I wanted the Ministry of Civil Affairs to believe. What you might not know is that I, as the leader of the Crux Fleet, and you, the great hero of Liyue Harbor, have both been on the Ministry of Civil Affairs watch list for a long time. In other words, whenever you or I crop up in Liyue Harbor, it almost always draws their attention. Not that there's any animosity behind it, mind you.
In their words, it's a security precaution to prevent people like us from causing unnecessary trouble.
Oh, I have no qualms about that. They're just doing their job, keeping the land safe. But how does that saying go again? Ah, yes. Sometimes the closer you are to something, the less you can see. Did you figure it out yet? That's right. Maura Grubber, the accountant. With you, me, and a few sacks of potatoes and flour serving as a front, the deal she's overseeing on her end should go off without a hitch. After all, the Ministry of Civil Affairs sent the Millilith to us. Looking at the time... Look! That's the signal. Do you have any more questions? You're right. Never underestimate her. But she knows that neither you... So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it'd take you... There's that modesty of yours again. First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses happen all the time. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members? Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux have additional charts attached. The supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for added reference. What is the purpose of these lines? Okay, interesting. On longer voyages, we have to... So, my question is, how can we reliably... Okay, those are all... Now then, let's see. Out of these 3 questions, you got a total of 2 correct answers. Not bad. After all, you didn't have much time to prepare. It seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. Next up, we have some Shield of the Crux recreational programs for you. You need to realize that being out at sea might be fun looking at the same old... That is why we offer a lot of fun courses for our... Oh, and thanks to Kazuha, these days we also offer poetry and music appreciation, as well as communal... Each newcomer has to participate. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged. Well, for today, at least, let's... If I remember correctly...
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it a day.
What's going on here?
Oh, Captain, there you are. Well, Captain, the photography teacher just sent word saying that she's...
I see. That's quite... Oh? Quite the... In that case, Why don't you help us out and lead the class today?
Yeah, unfortunately, it would be great if the Traveler could step in as the...
It's up to you, Traveler. Great, it's settled then.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. No. That should be everyone. Oh yeah? What's that? Fair enough. It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be?
Look at the horizon. There's a storm brewing in the distance. But on a day like this, how is it possible? I guess I need to keep a good lookout today. Of course I can, but I think that...
So, who will it be?
Huh? Me? Oh, actually, I really should get going.
So, who will it be?
Whoa, me? You can't be serious. I'm sure everyone will blame the photographer. How about Captain Beidou?
So, who will it be? Me? Guyunstone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be so how about we snap Guyunstone Forest for today?
Come on, Captain. Scenery looks nice at first. Those were your exact...
Were they? Well, then in that case, or Fuzhong, or Mora Grubber.
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to wriggle your way out of this. You are the captain, after all. Of all of...
I agree. Besides, Captain, you've never... We can even use it...
Real? Well, if you... So, what do I do now, Traveler? Like... this? You're kidding, right? It must be... the lighting or something. I never said that. You mean go somewhere else then?
Sounds good to me. That's a good idea, isn't it, guys?
The lighting may still be a problem. But I'm open to persuasion. If you have a suitable place in mind, I can consider it. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. It depends on the place you have it. A view overlooking Liyue Harbor. On second thought, I don't have any love for a lifeless gadget like the camera. I'd prefer to be having fun together with my crew. So I think we can just forget the whole... Sorry about that. I guess I'll owe you...
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it...
Great, it's settled then. Well, if you... Well, the Yaoguang... But if I want to enjoy the ocean breeze, why don't I just stay on board the Alcor and enjoy the breeze with... So, I think we can just forget the whole modeling thing for now. Sorry about that. I guess I'll owe you a favor.
Listen up, everyone!
Great, it's settled then. Well... The fishing village near Wangshu Inn? How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map. I'm surprised that you'd remember such a trivial detail. He's right though, I did live there for a while. Well then, let's go.
Time to go.
Next on the agenda, Born of Ice and Frost. Next on the agenda, we're way behind schedule.
It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to... I wonder how long these last few old houses were made. Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few... Come on, let's take a walk. People used to call this place Downriver because the villagers apparently moved here from a place called Upriver. With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now Upriver is long gone, and Downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. To Zhong. Zhong. I barely remember this name. You're right. I was homeless and had to walk. Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time. Then a few fishermen seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running. But straight away, I went over and saw. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun. I could tell they were wary of me at first, but I got lucky. Do you know what the name Beidou means? Come on. About a year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Beidou. Then some of the villagers started shouting, and drove me out of the village. They shouted, "Nando controls life. Beidou controls death. Beidou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Beidou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death. Here we are. I bet he never expected that. What do you mean? Is that all? And let me guess. Well, you see... I appreciate it. Let's not forget that the people... I, for one, have never... Your journey's far from over, isn't it? So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat, just remember, you'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up. I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a... Okay, it's time to get back to our... Come on, let's not waste any... So? All right. How about this?
Next on the agenda,
So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yes. Now, as cap to requisition the. So I'm. Here we are. I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be. What do you mean? Is that? And let me guess. Well, I appreciate it. Let's not forget that the people who I, for one, have never. That your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember. So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because. Remember, you'll always have the captain. Too cursed scapegoat. I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. So, do I need to strike? All right. So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here. Here we are. What? I don't want to do this whole. Hey, cut it!